Usyk comes in.
Thank you.
Did you know how many people I boxed in front of at Wembley Stadium?
Sorry?
I boxed at Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people were there? Yeah, 80.
After Carl Froch's recent clash against John Fury and Tyson Fury that landed him in a hospital, Alexander Usyk has paid him a friendly visit.
Hello.
Hello.
And you? I'm fine.
And of course, he promised to carry out a revenge on his behalf on December 21st, when he takes on Tyson Fury for the second time this year. Carl Froch has been a supporter of Alexander Usyk ever since this fight was spoken about. Besides, he has a special dislike for his fellow superstar British fighters.
The chiseled face. Listen, I sound like a fanboy. Maybe I am a fanboy, but Alexander Usyk looked the absolute nuts.
Hence, his dislike for Tyson Fury was what kept bringing him at loggerheads with John Fury, to the point where they began to challenge each other to a boxing fight. Well, it ended just the way they planned, and even worse, as the trio clashed at the airport, and with the help of Tyson Fury, they were able to successfully send Carl Froch to the hospital. During Usyk's visit, Alexander Usyk promised him to win the fight in the most emphatic fashion.
1,000? 80,000.
I go on my ring, I watch.
I'm only joking.
Oh my God, it's my dream. Oh my God, my day, because the greatest Alex.
In particular, Alexander Usyk has a silent beef with Tyson Fury as a result of his reaction immediately after their last fight ended. Tyson Fury claimed Usyk was pitifully given the win, and also told the public that Usyk took PEDs during the match. Expectedly, all his claims were wrong, and Usyk is planning on defeating Fury by knockout to ensure there isn't any room for over-talking.
For the good fight. It was a close fight, you know. I believed, like, I thought I did enough, but, you know, I'm not a judge. I can't judge a fight while I'm boxing it. You know, if they were...
It was the very first loss of his career, and while he had several forehead kisses for his opponent, his statements proved otherwise, as he blamed his loss on even the most unthinkable things. A layman would wonder what Russia's invasion of Ukraine had in common with a boxing match in Saudi Arabia, but once the fight was over, that was what Tyson Fury did. He blamed his loss on the war in Ukraine and claimed Alexander Usyk's victory was as a result of the judges showing pity for the man from Ukraine. Despite showing some sportsmanship in the aftermath by congratulating his opponent, Fury then ruined the moment with his remark on the microphone in the ring when approached by a member of the media, which has not gone down well with boxing fans. Fury, again just moments after losing to Usyk by split decision, threw that one last punch.
Please. No coming for me. I love you.
It was a very low blow of the metaphorical variety. Fury intimated that Usyk, the Ukrainian boxer, had been awarded the fight because Ukraine is at war. Russia invaded Ukraine more than 2 years ago. You know his country's at war, so people are siding for the country at war, Fury said during an in-ring interview.
Would have said to me in the last round or whatever, you're down, go out and try and finish him. I would have done that, but we believe, everyone in the corner believed we were up. You know, all I had to do was just keep boxing.
Of course, it was the heat of the moment, and Fury would have been feeling very emotional after losing the fight and losing his undefeated status in the process, but it's a remark he probably won't be too happy with when everything settles down. It started with the Brit saying he felt like he has won the fight, which is fair enough, that's what all boxers say when they lose via the judges' scorecard, but to bring up Ukraine's current situation outside of boxing is not acceptable. And it's no surprise that boxing fans weren't best pleased with the comment. Make no mistake, I won that fight and I'll be back, he added. Manuel Oliver Palermo of Spain scored the fight 115. 112 in favor of Usyk, and Craig Metcalf of Canada scored it 114. 113 in favor of Usyk. Mike Fitzgerald of the United States scored it 114. 113 in favor of Fury.
Be back. I've got a rematch clause. You know, I thank Jesus for all the victories he's given me. I've had a split decision loss with a good little man, and I thank him again. In the mighty name of Jesus, we go back.
I believe I won that fight, Fury said. I believe he won a few of the rounds. I won the majority of them. Before those remarks, the fighters embraced several times, and Fury had kissed Usyk on the head as if in respect and admiration. After Fury's remarks, water sprayed into his face from the direction of Usyk's camp. Usyk motioned for it to stop.
Back home to our families and we run it back in October. Good luck to Alexander. Well done.
Later in the interview, Fury said, "I believe I won the fight, but I'm not going to sit here and cry and make excuses. It was a good fight." He also added, "It was one of the daftest decisions in boxing. I'll be back. The good little man got the decision. We'll go back to our families and I'll see him again in October. We'll go back. Rest up. We'll run it again in October."
For me, it hurt when my father coming for me because
And once that had passed, Tyson Fury picked up another issue that was first noticed by his supporters. This seemed like the ideal crime to finally get Alexander Usyk stripped of his belts, as Tyson Fury has been tirelessly finding more reasons to blame his loss on. And when he did find this one, he held on to it until a random person intervened. Responding to an interviewer who asked what he had to say about Alexander Usyk cheating allegations, Tyson Fury claimed he won the fight, and more truths will be revealed in the coming days. "I said that I won the fight. Y'all are going to see Usyk for who he is in the next few days. I won the fight and that's it. Usyk, Isa cheat. I'd let them go on with the whole process. I'm sure I won."
And doing what I was doing, and I thought we was getting it, but it was what it was. I'm not going to cry about spilled milk. I've had plenty of victories and I've gave God the glory. I've had this one loss and a close fight, with a good...
With this, Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk just created a Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia situation again, as the losers in both bouts experienced the very first loss of their respective careers. Also, there were claims in both matches that the officiating referees should have ended the fights long before they ended. And once the fight was over, there were cheating allegations against the winner of the fight.
Good man like Usyk, and it was what it was. I tried my best in there. I was having a lot of fun, actually. I don't know if it looked like it, but I was playing around, hands behind my back. I was in.
Only that while that of Ryan Garcia was proven by the authorities, Tyson Fury and his fans were the ones raising allegations against Alexander Usyk. Expectedly, some people will reach for any excuse they can muster when their favorite fighter loses, which is probably the reason a large collection of Tyson Fury fans have made an extreme allegation against Alexander Usyk after his title fight win over Tyson Fury on Saturday night in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It was the biggest fight of the last 2 decades. Of course, there was bound to be some controversy involved, as Lennox Lewis finally passed the undisputed heavyweight torch to Alexander Usyk after the Ukrainian's fabulous win over former WBC champion Tyson Fury. Notably, the match was a massive opportunity for both Usyk and Fury to claim all 4 major heavyweight belts and become the first undisputed champion in more than 25 years. That's a big deal, which is also the reason Saudi billionaires paid a hefty price to host the Ring of Fire main event. Luckily for all involved, the 12-round affair didn't disappoint for 1 second. Usyk had to take a beating to the body and head in the middle rounds, but he recovered nicely in the later frames and ended up nearly ending the fight in the 9th. He clobbered Fury, who was stumbling around the ring like a drunk dancer, and scored a huge knockdown that ultimately won him the fight on the official scorecards. However, after the cat systematically strangled Fury's hope for undisputed, nearly putting the 6'9" behemoth on the canvas to win the fight via split decision, a clip of the undefeated Ukrainian from the fight surfaced online. Many alleged Usyk was illegally using an inhaler in between rounds to cheat. The clip in question that has been making the rounds on social media, potentially tarnishing Usyk's achievement, showed Usyk sitting in his corner after the 7th round. Suddenly, one of Usyk's cornermen swiftly held an object in front of Usyk's face, prompting speculation as he leaned in, ostensibly inhaling its contents. Due to the angle of the camera, it's not quite clear what the object was, resulting in a widespread controversy theory among the masses. At first look, fight fans did seem to capture Usyk putting something to his mouth in his corner after the 7th round concluded. Naysayers and Usyk doubters immediately claimed it was an inhaler, which is illegal and could have disqualified the Ukrainian champion. Fortunately, smarter heads prevailed and the video was slowed down to show Usyk kissing his cross. It seems silly, but this type of stuff is what causes rumors to start. Also, according to an X post from an MMA journalist, Kristina Avsarkisova, from Europop, the object in question wasn't an inhaler. Instead it was, brace for impact, a crucifix. Usyk is a deeply religious man who tried to gain strength from God's blessing during the fight by kissing the crucifix. Avsarkisova also highlighted what the cornerman said to Usyk before the latter kissed the crucifix. "You want the crucifix?" To which Usyk said yes, and the controversy took hold. In reality, Usyk, along with Fury's collaboration, created history, something that has become so hard to accomplish in the modern four-belt era of boxing. Despite achieving the greatest honor, Usyk stayed humble, which makes him the greatest champion. Sadly, Tyson Fury and his fans have been making efforts to steal this from him. And in a short response to Tyson Fury and those attempting to steal his win away, he said he posted a picture of a moment in the undisputed heavyweight title bout, where he gave Tyson Fury a devastating blow that quickly wrinkled his face like one who's lived for centuries, sending a cryptic message to Fury as a reminder of the dirty experience he had with him in the ring.
Connect! Me and you! You're getting it, little sucker! Rabbit! Pussy!
Usyk, having 22 wins in 22 fights with 14 knockouts, holds the International Boxing Federation, World Boxing Association, World Boxing Organization, and Ring Magazine championships. A quick-fisted southpaw, Usyk, 37, made his bones at cruiserweight by becoming undisputed champion. If the Ukrainian wizard can repeat that feat at heavyweight, then he will establish himself as one of the sport's all-time greats. As expected, a number of boxing professionals have made their predictions for the contest, and while the likes of Tommy Fury, Deontay Wilder, Lennox Lewis, Conor McGregor, Derek Chisora, Mike Tyson, and a few others are looking forward to seeing first the Gypsy King become the undisputed heavyweight champion in boxing after 25 years, others see a sad outcome for the Brit.
Really good shows, and that's an iconic fight, so I'll try and get out here with my team. I think it's going to be a really, really good fight.
Anthony Joshua, Philip Hrgovic, Andy Ruiz Jr., Evander Holyfield, and George Groves are among the big names in boxing to back Alexander Usyk to have his hand raised on fight night. However, some professionals have not only picked Alexander Usyk, but they've given him clues on how to beat Tyson Fury and end his career completely. Manny Robles, a famous boxing trainer, claimed Fury stood no chance after his show of shame and sneaky win against Francis.
It's going to be an incredible fight, man. I can't wait. But, you know, you're only as good as your last fight. We all understand that Fury, it wasn't Fury's best performance.
He gave his reason why he felt Usyk would do justice to Fury and shock the world completely, with Tyson Fury's last fight being a major reason why. "You are only as good as your last fight, so Usyk has the edge at the moment," he said.
Maybe he underestimated his opponent, but Usyk, on the other hand, he's been looking better with every fight, and I believe it's going to be a great...
We all saw Fury's last fight. He didn't come in the best of shape, and he underestimated his opponent. We all did. Now he has to get back in the gym because Usyk is no joke. But giving Alexander Usyk more hints on how to end Tyson Fury was Robert Garcia, a renowned boxing trainer who has trained Anthony Joshua, Jesse Rodriguez, among many others.
Tire him out and finish him.
But you'll be happy if Usyk won.
I like Usyk. I like Usyk.
When asked to make his pick going into the fight, Robert Garcia was quick to mention the Ukrainian fighter as his favorite, though he admits a win over Tyson Fury wouldn't come easy. He believed Alexander Usyk would be the one to end Tyson Fury and hand him the very first loss of his career, and he stated why Usyk had that advantage. "Usyk, I think it's a very tough decision because Fury's so big and so heavy that it's going to make it so difficult for Usyk, because if Fury is in top shape, Usyk could be in trouble. Because Fury is a very experienced fighter. He knows how to use his body. He knows how to use his weight. He's got a long reach. It's a tough one. Maybe I'm being biased because I want Usyk to win. I think Usyk will pull off a decision, but it's not going to be easy."
2 rounds, Usyk fights well, gives Fury problems, but I think Fury's just too big, too strong, too heavy. He's going to use that in his advantage, and he'll tire him out because Usyk does tire out too.
Robert Garcia was also asked about the kind of fight he was expecting, and his response would diminish the hope of many fans who have anticipated this bout so much. He claimed it wouldn't be as thrilling as making it to be, as both fighters would be super cautious of each other, considering what's at stake.
It's a great fight, because it's going to be for the undisputed, heavyweight championship, which is something we haven't had in a while. So I'm excited about the fight. I think pushing the fight.
I don't think it will be a thriller. I think it will just be Usyk fighting smart, working angles, and hopefully he doesn't tire out so he can do it for 12 rounds. That's what I mean. Fury's so heavy, so strong, so big that Usyk could tire out because he needs a lot of footwork. He needs a lot of movement to be able to do that for 12 rounds. It's not going to be easy. Since he picked Alexander Usyk for a win, as the legendary trainer he is, he was asked to give Usyk some advice on what he could do to end Tyson Fury, and not only send him to the canvas, but possibly send him out of boxing.
Usyk doesn't like body shots, so I think that's gonna be Fury's game plan.
What if Fury sits on him?
It's gonna be too heavy for him.
He's got great footwork, great angles, work on that all night, but whenever Fury holds on or uses his body, I would tell Usyk not to use any weight on him, not to use any strength on him, just to relax his body.
1 month after that cut was maybe not enough time. From the pictures that I seen, the cut looked pretty big, pretty deep. So I don't know if the cut will be.
He then continued, if Fury is using his body to his advantage, I would tell Usyk not to wrestle with him, not to use strength on him because that will also tire him out. So I'd let the ref break it up, do his job, and then continue with his footwork and angles. I think angles, footwork, and combinations are going to make a big difference. Expectedly, Robert Garcia also expressed his interest in training Alexander Usyk. As he was asked about the fighter he'd rather train out of the two world champions.
And even though I still think it was a legal punch in his last fight, that wouldn't have changed the results either. I think
he responded, pointing to the fact that Usyk had once trained in his boxing gym. 100% Usyk, because Usyk is a hard-working man. When I had my gym in Oxnard before I moved to Riverside, that's where he trained in my gym, and he's a very dedicated person, very disciplined, hard worker, a great person also with the fans and his family. He's a great person, 100% Usyk. He didn't seem to have any interest in training Fury, pointing to his disgraceful display against Francis as a big disrespect to boxing, especially coming from a world champion.
If he would have seen the ref count, he would get up,
yeah.
And then he would still knock him out because he still beat him.
Fury is a world champion, a world-class fighter. To perform the way he performed against Francis, that was embarrassing. He lost a lot of respect for doing that, not training, not even trying for that fight. I think it was disrespectful to boxing.
If he would have seen the ref count, he would get up,
yeah.
And then he would still knock him out because he still beat him.
Another world-class trainer, Shane McGuigan, also picked Usyk for a win and stated why Usyk would be the anointed one to hand Fury his very first career loss. Making his pick and stating why, he said, I'm leaning towards Usyk in winning the later rounds and holding form. I think it will be quite even down the stretch. I think he might just be picking up rounds with his activity late on in the fight.
If I had to push before? On recent form, Usyk. Ooh. But size, strength, how he can sap.
Asked about the kind of fight he was expecting, McGuigan responded, they will both have enough power to knock each other out, but I think they have enough power to keep each other honest and get each other's respect. And if that's the case, Fury's going to try to long arm him and slow the pace down as much as possible. Put his arm out and try and use that size and stand over the top of Usyk.
I don't know, I think it's going to be points. I think it's going to be very close on points. And, I'm not going to sit on the fence. I have to say, I think he might nick it, Usyk.
Well, Shane, top man.
He continued, and it might take Usyk a few rounds to really fire off that, but once he learns how to fire off it, create an angle and go to the body and stuff, it might become a volume game where it's Usyk who is throwing more punches. He's working at a higher tempo. There's no way Fury can maintain an output to keep up with Usyk. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.